Well, first up, for the latest from Cairo, we've got on the line Professor Khaled Fahmy. He's chair of the history department at the American University in Cairo, and he's just back from the protests. Professor Fahmy, thanks for joining us. What did you see today, and when were you out there?
I was there about 4 hours ago. I was there watching these thugs being organized and mobilized and directed to start being unleashed onto the peaceful demonstration in Tahrir Square.
Now, what do you mean? Can you explain organized and mobilized?
Okay, specifically what I saw were crowds, groups of about 10 to 15 men between 15 and 30 years old, being marched from the train station, which is to the north of the city, moving to Tahrir Square. And I overheard a couple of them asking for some big landmark in the city, basically the TV building, which gives me the impression that they really did not know the city or what they were there to do. And then they were being put on small trucks and moved through two directions, both leading to Tahrir Square from the north and the east.
Now, some here in this country are talking about these folks as pro-Mubarak supporters. Do you think that's an accurate description?
These are pro-Mubarak supporters with big placards and leaflets and flags that had obviously been pre-arranged and done not on the spot, but were done prior to today. They were not haphazardly put together. Most of those people were very, very aggressive even before approaching the square. I have no doubt that many of them have been paid to do so. I have no doubt that many of them are professional thugs. Because these are people we have seen repeatedly over the past few years being relied upon by the Ministry of Interior to disperse crowds. What we are seeing is nothing less than an Egyptian Tiananmen Square. It is, however, different because the demonstration is not being dispersed using the army. This is the army is standing still. There are question marks about the position of the army, but it is an attempt to disperse the crowd using thugs and former criminals and people who have been paid specifically to use violence to disperse this peaceful crowd.
Now, you've also been hearing, as I understand it, from friends and relations in other parts of the country. What are they saying? The people are, of course, in the square are very demoralized by what has happened. The number of injuries is staggering. More than 500 people have been injured. At a certain moment, these thugs came to the square on horseback and camelback. We had heard rumors that now have obviously been confirmed that a large number of the horses and camels that used to be used by the tourists in the Giza plateau close to the pyramids have been moved early in the city in the day to the city itself. We didn't know why. Now we know, because at about 2:30 or 3 p.m., these thugs came on horseback and on camelback, wielding sticks and knives, and rode basically through the very thickest part of the crowd in Tahrir Square, attacking peaceful demonstrators. Now, you're also talking, as I understand it, to people in the government. What are you hearing from them?
The people in the government, the people from the government are very themselves very surprised. They're very embarrassed. Their position has become very, very awkward. They are now saying whatever bridges we could have used yesterday to reach out to the opposition have now been burned.
And I have heard personally from one close friend of mine who occupies a high position in the government, in the Ministry of Culture, that tomorrow he will render his resignation. So there is now a realization that the NDP, the National Democratic Party, has been completely taken over by hardliners and criminals, and that there is no possibility now of compromise. The country is in a deep crisis.
I know that you've got very little time. Is there any last comment you want to leave us with?
The last comment that I'd like to say is that this is, in a sense, vintage Mubarak. We have been saying this all the way through. Mubarak has never been a pillar of stability. There is no stability with repression and injustice and tyranny. This can never be stability. Mubarak has undermined the institutions of Egypt that had been giving it its stability: the judiciary, the universities, the army, the police. In the name of stability and in the name of maintaining his tighter grip on society, he has gradually and systematically eroded the very fabric of Egyptian society. This is what we are seeing today is not a result of events that happened only last week. What we are seeing today is a result of 30 years of oppression by one of the most cunning, clever, tyrannical regimes that our part of the world had seen in the past 100 years. It's time to wake up and realize the nature of the Mubarak regime.
Is that your message to the people of the United States and our leaders?
It is, and it is specifically a message for people who think that it's better the devil we know than the devil we don't know. This is a devil that there is no worse devil at all. This is someone who has not hesitated to use violence against his own men, against his own people, in the most cynical, sinister means possible. Yeah. This is someone who has burnt all his bridges with his people. There is no possibility that he can stay. The only solution for Egypt's stability now is for Mubarak to move.
Professor Khaled Fahmy, thanks so much for joining us, the chair of the History Department at the American University in Cairo. We hope to stay in touch with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.